Hey there. So today we're actually going to get into the conversation of supplements and what the hell we should be taking. Brought in an armload of stuff here I think you all should be taking a look at and think about putting in your cabinet to help keep you healthy, help keep you functional, get you to old age in one piece, or get you through old age in one piece, I don't know, whatever it is, and generally make your life a little bit better. So there's only a few. I don't have a ton of subs, and I'm not going to go into like workout supplement stuff because that's something totally different. But these are a few of my supplements here that we keep in our house and we use on the regular to keep all this functioning at somewhat decent optimal levels throughout the year. And of course, depending upon the time of the year, you may want to bump a few of these up and maybe ease off on a little bit during the other times of the year. So can do. I'll be the first to tell you, we don't do multivitamins here. We eat a pretty clean diet with, of course, some cheat meals, and we like our wine and some good whiskey here and there. But for the most part, we eat pretty clean in the house. And so that's the first thing that you can really do to start ensuring that you're getting the adequate intake of vitamins and minerals and nutrients that you really need to. Start cleaning up your diet as much as humanly possible. And that doesn't mean you have to buy everything organic, although it does help, which is sad. You can buy a Big Mac cheaper than you can buy healthy food, but totally different story. Nonetheless, you don't have to necessarily buy organic. You can buy just good, clean food and eat it and get a lot of what you need without having to take a multivitamin. Does a multivitamin hurt? No, not necessarily. Immune system is comprised of a couple things, and one of the biggest parts of your entire immune system is actually in your digestive tract, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But when we talk about keeping your immune system up, it's a whole systemic thing. It's your whole body, and so you have to make sure everything is working in optimal order. And so one of the things that we take pretty religiously around the house, especially as we go into the winter to where now we're around more illnesses and whatnot, good old vitamin C. 1,000 milligrams, pop about 2 or 3 of those per day, depending upon where we're at and which we're around, and that keeps us feeling pretty optimal. The thing with vitamin C, as with any sort of supplement, is once you start feeling the effects, you're probably behind the curve already, and it may shorten the duration of a cold or some sort of illness, but it's not going to cut it off at the head like you would expect. So if you stay on it consistently, you can kind of stay ahead of the curve. You try to play catch up, you're going to play catch up. So the other one we use a lot in here for our immune system and taper off of this in the summer because we're getting more sunlight is vitamin D. And this is D3 plus K. And that is really important. That plus K makes it much more bioavailable to the body. But if you take vitamin D throughout the year, it actually benefits the immune system greatly. And a lot of folks who were dealing through the government flu a couple years ago in 2020 were finding out that high doses of vitamin D really staved off COVID quite well. Of course, folks didn't want to tell you that because then they wouldn't make money on it, but nonetheless, vitamin D is very good for the immune system, and we don't get a lot of it, obviously, in the wintertime because the sun's not out as much, and so we become deficient in it. And this is one of the ways that you can help keep your levels up a bit and remain a lot healthier than you normally would. Let's say you've kind of gone down that path of, I'm not starting to feel good, and you're trying to look for a way to start cutting things off or starting to feel a little bit better. We have a couple in here in the house that we've used for a while now, and they work really well, surprisingly. And they're homeopathic, but man, they work. Oregano oil. This is by North American Herb and Spice. Is it herb or herb? Herb's a person's name, right? And herb is herb. Okay. Anyhow, North American Herb and Spice makes this one. It's oregano. It's oil of wild oregano. And I know, you're going to get some burps and it tastes like you just ate pizza, but this stuff works really well for boosting your immune system. And I've even taken, I start feeling the sinusy stuff coming on, and I'm like, going down the wrong path here. I'll start popping 1 or 2 of these a day and just deal with the Italian aftertaste in my mouth, but it helps really kick it out of my system a lot quicker. There's another one that's very similar. This one's by doTERRA. It's called On Guard Plus, and it's the same thing. It's made of a bunch of oils in there. You got a little bit of everything. You got oregano, rosemary, eucalyptus, cinnamon, black pepper, cloves. It has, again, a little bit of an aftertaste, but nothing you can't live with or without. It's great, though, for actually, again, kind of cutting things off as you start to feel stuff come on. If you take one of these on the daily, again, especially during the winter months, that will help keep your immune system up and you functioning a little bit better. So, I had mentioned it earlier, one of the biggest areas of your entire body in which your immune system is probably the most prevalent is your digestive system. And we don't do, especially because our diet sucks for the most Americans, we try to eat fast food way too much. We're on the run, stressed out, eating shitty foods, low quality food. And so your flora and fauna in your gut is not working the way it should be. And that drastically reduces your immune system. So what you should be doing is taking a couple things post-meal. One being a digestive enzyme. This will help you break down food to get the most bang out of the buck. It also helps your gallbladder and your liver to support that digestive function a lot better than just without it. So take 1 or 2 of these after your meals, digestive enzymes, that will help greatly. And then the other one I recommend is a probiotic. And I've just gone through PB8 for years, and it's always worked really well for me. And the rest of the family takes a cap a day after their meals or with their meals. And again, process food properly, you get the most bang out of the buck, and it keeps you really healthy. So probiotic, if you're not taking it, go find one, take one, start in on it right away. It makes a huge difference. And also fish oils. This is a big one. This is a really big one. We take fish oil because it is very beneficial for heart health, and that's the beauty behind it. It's an anti-inflammatory based on omega-3 oils. Our diets are very, very, very high in omega-6s, which are an inflammatory property. And those omega-6 oils are prevalent everywhere. We get a ton of them in our diet, more so than we need. And our omega-3 to omega-6 ratios are extremely low. So by taking omega-3s, you make a huge difference in reducing that inflammation caused not only by day-to-day life and the stress placed on our body and our cells, but this also helps through reducing the inflammation that's going on in our body through bad foods we're eating, whether you're picking up fast food or you're just not eating the right food in general. Something to note though, when you're taking a fish oil, and this is where it's really important, people go to, I don't know, you go to wherever and you buy your fish oil and you'll see on the front, it'll say whatever, 1,000 milligrams. And so it says take 2 of these a day and you'll have 2,000 milligrams. Well, the suggested dosage, and this is the important part to remember, the suggested dosage of what you're taking in is based off the EPA, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, and the DHA, I'm not going to pronounce it either, numbers. And that should be anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 milligrams per day. So most of these pills, people will say, oh, it says take 3 to 5, I need 3 to 5,000 according to Crazy Ivan, and this pill has 1,000, so I need 3 pills or 1 pill or 2 pills, whatever. That's not the case. What you need to do is turn over the bottle, and you actually need to read the label. And what the label says as far as the EPA content and the DHA content, you add those together, and that's where you get your number as to how much you should be taking of this. This is a super high DHA EPA containing pill. And so for these, the EPA number on this is 1,400, and the DHA number is 1,480. So I do the math there, right? That becomes 1,880, 1,800, a little over 1,800 milligrams. And so really I only need about 2 of these pills per day, which is a godsend, because if you go to some, like you buy at Costco or something, that DHA EPA number is really low and you end up pounding about 10 of those per day. And that sucks, trying to take 5 in the morning and 5 at night. Because you do 10 at once, you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be tasting fish burps all day, and that's horrible. So if you can do something where it's high content like this DHA EPA and only have to take a couple, 2 or 3 of these a day, it makes a big difference. But that's the number you want right there. These DHA EPA numbers, reading that backwards for you guys out there. But nonetheless, add those up, 3 to 5,000 milligrams of those numbers are what you're looking to take in to help reduce inflammation. And again, if you're in a job where you have the potential of getting cut or bleeding a lot, don't go too far with those numbers. Keep it right around the ballpark there. Other folks can go up a little bit higher, and they're not going to have major negative side effects. But again, super awesome. Helps with cognitive issues. They've had positive results in this with folks with dementia and Alzheimer's, supplementing it later on in their lives, like even if during the onset of the disease, they've seen huge benefits, as well as heart health, anti-inflammatory, you name it, good stuff. This is one you should honestly be taking every single day. A couple of those of note that I think are pretty groovy. Nitric oxide, for me, I do this one not so much for like, oh, I want to get swole bro, pumps and veins, my arms kind of crap, but more so because it's a vasodilator, which means it helps open up the blood flow or the veins and helps the blood flow more freely. It makes the veins and the vascular lumen a little bit more supple, and that helps benefit you as we get older and things get a little more brittle and or clogged up. And this helps aid in keeping blood pressure down. Although my blood pressure is on the high healthy end, I don't want to go over that. And so by taking something on the regular that helps my circulation, it's beneficial. I take 2 of these a day. Works for me. It keeps my numbers good, keeps me feeling decent, can't complain, and keeps the man parts working well too. Bonus, no pun intended. That was good though. Anyhow, last one that I started taking a while back, and I've actually had really good results with this, and I've gone on and off of it to kind of see how I was feeling. and I've noticed when I'm on it, I feel better than when I'm off it, and that is NAD+. This is a liposomal version of it that I buy through Amazon. It's pretty good. I take 2 of these a day, buy like a 3-pack of them, and I get a pretty good ride out of the box. But again, this helps my recovery a lot, and so for me, I get a lot of benefit out of this, just feeling decent from day to day and recovering. It helps cellular regeneration and energy production within the cells, especially as we get older and that dies off. This is important stuff to be taken and help you feel a little bit better down the road, day to day to day. So for us, that's kind of it. That's what's in our household. We have little small things, like each one will personalize. My wife will take some small different stuff on a personal level that work for her. But like, this is the kind of the go-to for all of us in here as to what we would take. And again, you can personalize this stuff, take it as you need, depending upon the time of the year, how you're feeling, et cetera, and then kind of customize it. But these ones right here, if you were to take this and just start with what this is, it's not overly expensive. It lasts quite a while. You get a couple months out of all this stuff, and you'll start noticing definite changes early on. And that's the benefit you're looking for, is to be a little bit healthier and a little bit better in how you get through this life. So if you got questions or concerns, shoot me a comment, not a dumb comment. I'll delete it and I'll burn you at the stake while you're trying to be all self-righteous on me. But we'll talk a little bit more about like workout supplements and stuff down the road. It's not a lot there, honestly. If you're doing it right, you don't need a lot, but we'll talk about that down the road. But at least this right here will get your day-to-day health on the right track. So I think that's it. In the meantime, I hope you guys are doing well out there. Be good humans. Enjoy yourselves and stay healthy, stay fit, all that good stuff, all right? Peace out. Till next time, we'll see you. Later.